When I was younger, my favorite type of book to read was those choose your own adventure. Basically, it would let you decide whether you go left or whether you go right, whether you chase a bad guy or whether you let the bad guy run away for another day. And I would always get to these decisions, and I'd always want to see what would happen on both cases. In the tough decisions where I couldn't make up my mind, I would turn over the ear on the book of the page, and I would come back to the first one, and I would reread the book based off of the second decision. And eventually I'd read the book so many different times and go back and pick so many different decisions that I had read almost every page in the book. I loved them. And I thought it would be great if you guys, the subscribers, the viewers, well, the people who comment, if you guys could choose your own adventure. Over the last year or so, I've made 3 different stockpiles of dock foam and lumber that I pick up in the woods after the floods. I'll be able to make something, and I have 2 ideas, and I want you guys to pick which one you want me to make, and that will become next week's episode, and maybe even the following episode. Choice number 1. Put a floating sidecar on my kayak so River can join me in my kayak, and we can use a trolling motor to go quietly up the creeks without any motor noise and get more films and shallower creeks, deeper into the backwaters with that vehicle. Option number 2, a floating backyard, like a 6 by 10 foot deck that I could tie to the side of the boat right here and let River go out in the evening or in the morning without having to take him to shore. I was thinking I could grow some herbs and maybe some tomato plants on it and put some logs going vertically on it so he could use that to go to the bathroom, and then I could hose the whole thing off. And I thought if I was on a beach in winter and I didn't want to use it, I could just tie it off on a tree and leave it. If I want to use it, I can bring it with me. If I'm tied up to shore and I don't need to have it with me, I don't need to have it with me. I thought I could move it with the dinghy and never register it, and it would be a cool addition to the houseboat when I'm anchored out to have a yard that the cat and dog can go in and hopefully have some plants grow on it, kind of expand my footprint. So that's option number 2. Comment. Just put option 1 or option 2. And remember, it's kayak side cart and floating backyard. Those are the 2 options. You guys pick whatever you guys vote more for. That's what we'll build first. Maybe in a month or 2 I'll have enough supplies to build both, but you guys pick what's going to happen in the next one. You choose your own adventure. When my laundry was in the washer, which takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I took my shower. I like the outboards and inboards for the male, female, but this is where I shower. I've been in places where there's amazing bathrooms, and I've been in places where there's worse bathrooms. So depends on what you pay for. It's hot water, so it is what it is for me. And the laundry, there's no coin operation, it's just free. We have to go pick up a package that I'm very excited to get. I've been talking about next season, next fall, storing a bunch of deer meat, and this is how I'm going to do it. So we're pulling up to my marina. I have had a dock here full-time year-round for 5 years, and it started at $90 or $95, and now it's worked its way up to $105 per month, and that includes electricity. I can do my laundry, I can shower here, I can get water here. So once I figured out that I don't ever use the dock for my houseboat because I never come to the marina, I brought my sailboat down here, and I've been storing this sailboat here for about a year now, almost a year. Basically, when I kept that sailboat up in Wisconsin, it was $600 a month at the dock and $500 a month to be in dry storage. And here it's $105 a month, and I'd be paying that money regardless because I have the dock for my houseboat if I need to bring it here, and for my truck to stay here. Basically, for me to have a place at the marina. I would still have this, even if I lived in my off-grid property, I'd still have the dock here because I need access to water and shower and laundry, and I don't have any of those things on my off-grid property, so I would come here to do all that stuff anyways. So it's worth $100. Even if I didn't keep the sailboat here, even if I wasn't using the houseboat, it's still worth $100. It does look really cool. I like the color, this color. I know they come in lots of different colors and stuff, but that one looks good. Oh yeah, I'm doing laundry today too. Why you push us off, dude? It's pretty cool. River, it is 5:30 in the morning. Go back to bed for like an hour. Good boy. Over the last month or so, I've lost about 5 miles an hour top speed in the dinghy, which is a third of the speed. Pretty drastic. So I've packed a lunch with a goal of taking this dinghy completely apart, inspecting every part of it, cleaning every part of it, and putting it back together with a new propeller, all cleaned up. My hope is that we'll get it back up to over 14 knots. So I sprayed it down with diluted dish soap, Dawn dish soap, so if it gets in the water it doesn't matter. And then I sprayed it, and now we're just going through, and like this part I scraped by lifting the boat the other day, but this right here, I almost want to go this way. Yeah, look at that. So I was getting about 10 miles an hour, and this boat can go 14. So it's a matter of having it inflated, having the right stuff in it, not having river in it. He slows it down by 2 miles an hour. Imagine how fast he could go if I wasn't in it. This morning I woke up and this tube had not enough air in it, and that's never happened before. So I brought it over here to clean it and kind of listen to it and check it out. And then I went to go lean on it and listen, and you see this little white bar? That's supposed to be on top of the bar. That's supposed to be covering the bar right there. And it slid back. And there's a hole right there now. So, that's interesting. I drive my dinghy for 10-15 hours a week when you start doing the math on it. So you could equate me having this dinghy for 6 months to you having it for 10 years. So the use of it, unless it's your primary mode of getting around and you drive hours and hours every day in it, you're never going to match the use. But I want to show you what's happened over those 6 months so this doesn't happen to you. This pole holds the boat together, runs on the side. On both sides, the cloth wearing on it has pushed it in, making these caps push out. Now, that allowed the whole thing to move because the caps were out, and it moved forward where it wasn't holding this back panel anymore, which automatically dropped me my top speed to about 10 miles an hour. 10 or 12 miles an hour, which right away I noticed, right? So I knew I had to do something. Pull in here and I look, these poles are in different places, and I'll show you that. But then I'm going to put them back together, and I'm seeing, look at the wear on there. So from driving it into the waves and pounding, this bar is moving against the patch and the material on the... So I took a pliers and I bent it back a little bit, and then I got the cap in, and we're gonna put it back in the boat. I think what should be done is when you originally get it, you should glue the caps in. And I'll glue it next time I take the boat apart. All right, I'm gonna put you guys upside down, but this is what caused me to take the boat apart. There was no air in this tube. It was losing air, not much, but it was losing air overnight, and that's rare. It never happened before. And look at right there, where the metal rubbed against the tune. One of those split through right there, and it should be on this padded part. So I could do visual inspections more often, and this wouldn't have happened to me. But again, I remember I used this thing so much that this would be years before it would happen to you if it did happen at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and patch that now, and then River and I will eat lunch and hang out here for a couple hours on the beach, and then we'll fill it up and put air in it and see if it takes. This is the material that the boat is made out of, and I just took a razor blade and cut this with as much force as I could on this log, and look at it, the razor blade didn't make it through. I had to go back and hold it sideways and cut it. So, you know, like, people are like, oh, it could cut the... Look at, dude. It doesn't cut through. And it's a sharp razor blade. You don't see it on the other side. This is not like a bouncy ball at a beach. Look at this. So the reason why my knife can't cut through it is because it's rubber, and then there's cloth in the middle, like a fiber material, and then rubber again. So you might cut through the outside layer of rubber, but you won't get through the fiber to get to the inside, so you won't cause a leak. You're soaking wet. The group of like 12 jet skis totally reminds me of snowmobiling up in Wisconsin. You get 12 people and you just go bar hopping, and then you find some crummy hotel to rent 2 rooms at. Then you just go another 8 hours at bar hopping, driving in the snow. Get pizza and burgers for like 3 days, and then make your way back to your cabin.
You got your ball, you got your chain tied to me tight, tie me up again. Who's got their claws? And you, my friend. Into your heart I'll beat again. Sweet like candy to my soul.
I am heating up some, it's sausage, potatoes, and onions, and I'm gonna make some burritos. I got this at the store last time, and it is basically like sweet and sour sauce, where you get like sweet and sour chicken, but it's got sriracha in it, so it's kind of spicy. I gotta tell you, I've been coming up with an excuse to eat it on everything. It's so good. I wanted to mention, last year I was talking about that I didn't want to go through another season, another hunting season, without having a freezer. I'm going to build a dock box where I can keep this at the dock, and basically it's kind of, I can set it up to be a freezer on both sides, and it goes down all the way down there on that side too. Or you can have fridge freezer. I'm going to try it on the boat a little bit just to see what the electric usage would be, to report back to you guys on that over the next week or so. I'll do another short letting you know how much juice it takes. But I do believe this is going to be my, where I put deer and fish in fall, and then I'll go to the marina and I'll pick up, rather than going all the way to the store to get meat, I'll go here and I'll get it. And then a buddy of mine does pigs and chickens every spring, so I missed it this spring, but next spring I'll be able to get in on that, where I'll get my pork, bacon, chicken, all done just by chipping in with the whole neighborhood here. And then in fall I'll do the beef when my buddy does his cows, and the deer, and then all year long we'll be throwing some fish in there. And so essentially I'll go here to the dock instead of going to the store every 2 weeks to get meat, and then I'll just get canned goods and vegetables at the store. So it's coming together. It's taking some time, but this whole lifestyle is coming together.
I said to the devil, devil, do you like drums? Do you like cigarettes, dominoes, rum? He said, only sundown, Sundays, Christmas, some days in when I need a few friends. Now and again I could never hope to keep them. Thought to give friends what I thought that they wanted. Never had they needed a good friend as I've been. Don't give me venting on friends who resent you, cause all you've ever done is been a noose to hang on to. They thought was a necklace and reckless, they fell into hell where you both hang with nothing to do but scratch, kick, let gravity win. Like, fuck this, let gravity win. Like, you could leave it all behind. Even the devil needs time alone sometimes. You could let it all go. You could let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Called to the devil and the devil said quit. Can't be bothered, better handle your shit. Keep about your wits, man, keep about your wits. Know yourself and who you came in with. Can I sit down? I've been hustling all day. I can't even count how many souls I've made off the same deal you're on. Remember, the devil ain't a friend of no one, but find true. Well, you could let it all devil, and the devil said, hey, why you been calling this late? It's like 2 a.m. and the bars all closed. At 10 in hell, it's a rule I made. Anyway, you say you're too busy saving everybody else to save yourself, and you don't want no help. Oh well, that's the story to tell. Like you could let it all go. You could let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall.